Hello all once again, I'm Luit and you might be asking, why are you making another depth explanation video? Well, I felt like the first video didn't do much justice to the many unanswered questions raised by the player, and I didn't do the very best that I thought I could, though I must admit that I watched that video in a week, and I was editing on my phone before I have a PC which is more popular to use, so that's why I'm remaking that video and also using a new Iceberg. Though, yeah, I know the Iceberg is a very good by its own, but it isn't well represented of what depth is supposed to be, with some incorrect entries and claims that I will later maybe explain or mention it. So, yeah. And to those who are new to depths, make this as an introduction to this niche Roblox game. But before I go to the entries, I would like to thank Dunks for creating the entries into an Iceberg, and the others like Jaden, Victor, McNovie, and Matt for aiding me in some of the entries that I'm not clear with. So, without further ado, let's go! This is the tier for every players who have at least played depths once or more. You can call this tier the surface level tier. So we begin with the Amazing Bunker Simulator, or depths for short, was created by Ian Trawan on the 5th of October 2019, and ever since its inception, it has been receiving frequent updates monthly. As of the recording, it received 7.2 million visits. Fun fact, before Depths was called Depths, it was called Bingo Demo Simulator 101. Ian Trawan is the creator of Depths and the owner of a large group called Wings that amassed 217,000 plus members, and the Sushi Shop Simulator group. He has been developing games since 2016 or earlier, since the earliest game I could find on his profile page was the Downwall Tower, which dated from the 28th of May 2016. As of now, he has 9 friends, 9 following people, and 13k followers. To Ian, if he watches the video, congrats on your 13k followers, you totally deserve it. And speaking of games, meme games. Ian do make other games in the vein of depths like Delicious Consumables Simulator, Monkey Game, Sushi Shop Simulator, Fight in a Train Station, and AFK and Wait Till It's Your Magic Number Simulator. The most popular game being DCS, garnering 12.1 million visits, and it's a dead game, unfortunately, due to Ian's desire to create new games and his tendency to neglect about updating his game. But fear not for fellow Depths, Fiats, and Monkey Game players, as he is still updating those games. Bingo. Self-explanatory. The whole purpose of this game is just to get bingo. You just grab a card from Mr. Cardman and wait till you fill up a row or column on your card. Depths bingo is unique, as it differentiates from your typical bingo games on Roblox and perhaps real life. Celebrating your bingo win with those Monday celebrity sound? Not anymore. Depths, we got Earwave. Yep, Earwave audio. Not any ordinary Roblox audio, meme audio. But before you go comment anything about the definition of earwave, no, I don't mean literal earwaving. I mean the subcategory of memes where they will blast distorted and bass boosted audio over their memes. Continuing on to earwave audio, some comes with decals. It's those audios with image accompanied with it. That's the charm of depths. Automatic bingo feel and bass boosted audio from your beloved memes. Floors. I will glance over this entry as I've covered in the previous Iceberg video. So, on the first floor, we have your bingo, locker room, 7-Eleven store, warehouse, and mailroom. Third floor, we have your AFK office and the lucky combination. On the fourth floor, we have got your clinic, chair store, and book club. And lastly, the fifth floor has the ticket land and an unofficial shop place. Oh, and there's an office that can be accessible on the first and third floor. Hats. Yes, Debs has collectibles to collect, and hats are one of them. So far, we have 24 hats, and as it follows: Bingo hat, I Met the Manager hat, Epic 7-Eleven hat, Department of AFK hat, Regular Clinic Customer hat, DCS hat, AAWTIYMNS hat, Golden hat, Diamond hat, Hardcore Consumer hat, Clown hat, DLC hat, Space hat, Group Member hat, Premium hat, Strong's hat, Egg hat, Escape hat, Santa hat, Meal hat, Christmas 2020 hat, Unlucky hat, Phosphor hat, and Secret hat. Suits are also another collectibles to collect in Debs. So, to summarize the many suits up, I'm going to flash two groups of suits on the screens, as there's too many to verbally list down like my previous video, in which I don't want to go through the hassle again. One group being new suits, as new suits can be purchased during its sales period in Debs, whereas the other group being legacy suit, which you couldn't buy anymore since those suits are from DCS and all the suits have been put off sales. So sorry, new players. This tier is for the semi-experienced players who have played Debs for a long time. Perhaps we can call it the seasoned tier or the I'm aware about what's going on tier. If you don't know if you are qualified a seasoned player, then check on some of the entries as I'm going through. Phosphor hat. Phosphor hat is without a doubt the rarest hat in Debs, with only 15 players getting it. So to get it, you need to form the letters of the word mystery on your bingo card and have at least 100 bingo wins, and voila! You got yourself the rarest hat in this game. If you have it, congrats, I envy you. No, many other players also envy you. Secret hat. Secret hat, or as the name suggests, it's a secret. Ian originally didn't acknowledge its existence until many promptings by the fans. Linking back to the Ian's only fan entry on the first Debs Iceberg video, it's a joke revolving around the secret hat, and the joke originated from the secret hat article on the Debs wiki, which jokingly mentioned that a way to get a hat is by subscribing to Ian's OnlyFans, with some outrageous claims claiming that they got a hat by doing that way, when in actuality, Ian's OnlyFans didn't exist and you couldn't get a hat by that way. Instead, you can get it by, I won't reveal the method on getting it since it's a secret. Get it? Also, a fact worth covering about the rarity of the hat. The secret hat isn't the second rarest hat. The second rarest hat is the space hat, which you can get it by collecting all the planet chairs on the floor 5. And the ironic thing is, the secret hat isn't even a secret anymore. Sad. Art of floor. If you get both the phosphor hat and the secret hat, you can get this chair where you can sit on the floor. Hence, it's called the art of floor. This got to be arguably the rarest item on the whole of Debs. Sickness. This entry is going to lead us down the tinfoil hat conspiracy theory rabbit hole in Debs, because don't you think it's weird that we, the inhabitants of this bunker, are prone to falling ill in just sitting and waiting for bingo and consuming the food from the 7-Eleven? Have you guys noticed anything amiss with this bunker? Like, why do we get serious illness like cancer, poisoning, and tremors? This is strange. This is where it's going to bring us down the rabbit hole that I mentioned earlier on the sickness entry. This is what I would like to call the surface level conspiracy theory tier. More of the theories than of actual entries in here. So take your tinfoil hat because we are going into conspiracy theory zone. Food supply. You might be asking, why the hell do we need to talk about the food supply when you promised us that you're gonna talk about theories? Well, you must go to the root cause of our constant sufferings. To be frank, it's the food supply that gotten us into falling gravely ill frequently, and linking back to the sickness entry from second tier. Yes, I think that the food is the reason why we fell ill frequently, since we must survive from those limited stocks of food supply as seen in the almost empty 7-Eleven store. And we need food and water to survive, so yeah. But why the food making us ill still? I'm no expert in chemistry, but from what I believe, the food is perhaps laced with some substances that could slowly kill us, or something much more sinister that we can't foresee. Halloween event. This refers to the Halloween 2020 event in depth that has the premise of you escaping from Kool-Aid Man in a maze game before he catches you, and after completing it, you are awarded with the escaped hat. So yeah, it's a memento that reminds you that you escaped from the hands of Kool-Aid Man. But why is he chasing us? Hold on to that question till I cover in the later tales. The scientist that only comes on April Fools. I believe this refers to the suspicious man because suspicious man introduced himself as a scientist and he only appears on the April Fools 2020 event. In this event, he will basically request the player to give him a green jar and $99, and eventually he rewards you with the April Fool's hat. It's the same hat as the clown hat you get from the April Fool's 2021 event. Let's call this tier third tier, but require more deep thinking tier, because those are indeed hard questions to answer. So if you guys have any answers or another take on the questions, feel free to contribute in the comment section. I would love to read those. The clinic's treatment. I have many words to talk about the clinics, like why are they kind on giving out free treatments to us, and why are we always completely cured of life-threatening illnesses and eventually continuing the cycle of falling ill and being cured. Like, don't you think it's a bit strange of the clinic to let us frequent that to stop us from doing more bingos and consuming decontaminated food? Basing on real-life medicines, there are no medicines that can 100% cure a cancer and the other illnesses in depth. So, does this mean that the doctors are experimenting on us guinea pigs to try out on their medicines? The weirdest part about the clinic is that it has a mortuary room. So what does it suggest about the clinic? Well, I would like to digress that directing to the mortuary room, the word mortuary means a room or building in which dead bodies are kept for hygienic storage or for examination until burial or cremation. So, what does this conclude about the clinic? The clinic was experimenting on us as guinea pigs for testing out on new advanced medicines that we never knew, as evident as the black screen hid from us, hence not knowing what's going on behind the scene. Speaking of the mortuary room, this notes that some patients may have died from the treatments they were tested on. Morbid. Mr. Cartman's shotgun. You may see him as a seemingly innocent man doing his duty as a bingo card distributor, but there's a dark twist in him. You see, Mr. Cartman has a shotgun on his back, but what does this mean? Linking back to Kool-Aid Man, perhaps that Mr. Cartman is very aware about the existence of Kool-Aid Man lurking in the bunker. To be honest, I have no hard-dabbing statement to explain why Mr. Cartman has a shotgun, but the explanation about self-defense is widely accepted, so I'm going to go with the self-defense explanation. So, Mr. Cartman probably knew Kool-Aid Man likes kidnapping people in the bunker, and so Mr. Cartman presumably paranoid about Kool-Aid Man, and therefore the first floor is safe from Kool-Aid Man himself. But how does Mr. Cartman knew about Kool-Aid Man? Well, I got two answers as to why he is so prepared about Kool-Aid Man. First being is that there are characters from Ian's other games like Mr. Angry Driver from DCS and the Staff Man from AAWTIYMNS, so they could have been seen Kool-Aid Man before and told Mr. Cartman about it. Second being is that Mr. Cartman has seen Kool-Aid Man kidnapping its Santa Claus Man. So yeah, Mr. Cartman was prepared for the worst to come. Hatch near the suits. This refers to the trapdoor with a ladder leading to the ceiling. I have no idea what's the intention of a trapdoor in a bunker when you couldn't even exit the bunker. Now, things are getting stranger as entries on this iceberg will make you go, this is no light-hearted game like Ian portrayed it to be. Yep, that's all what I can say about this tale. Just call this tale the wait what tale. Outside of DCS and AAWTIYMNS had no trees. I'm not making up about this claim. I dare you to go to these two games and have a look for yourself for any trees in them. But why are there no trees? I can hypothesize one explanation for this, no matter it's wrong or not. I'm doing this for your entertainment to see what I think about it. So I hypothesize that both DCS and AAWTIYMNS take place after the event of deaths, as evident as these two games are the only outstanding non-underground games in Ian's line of games, and those stood out the most because it breaks the mold of being underground. Conversely, no trees signify that trees might have been blasted off from a nuclear attack. It's a bit of a far stretch, but I'm gonna leave it as is for my last Iceberg video regarding the purpose of a bunker. The mortuary room. As I did mention earlier from the clinic treatment entry, the mortuary room, in short, is just a room to store corpses and is in the clinic of floor 4. But what do the doctors want to do with the corpse? No one knows. Fun fact, by doing some glitching to the locked doors in depths will result in, you guess it, it's nothing. Just nothing. There's nothing in these locked rooms and the bunker exit. The mortuary room, nothing. plain empty room. But one thing I wish Ian would add in depth is a silent room where players could just chill away without having to see the chat like the soundless room in AAWTIYMNS. It's a cool feature I wish he implement in one of the locked rooms. Obviously not the mortuary room, because who on earth would want to stay in that room for a game of bingo? We are now reaching the depths of the iceberg, where all the spooky conspiracy theories will pop up, and be warned that this tier is not for the shallow-minded. Let's call this tier the deep water tier. The bunker's location. Where is the bunker located? You might be wondering about its whereabouts too. Now, we have to do some thinking now. Remember these two non-underground games? DCS and AAWTIYMNS? But why these two games? They both have the same base plates, and this meant that DCS and AAWTIYMNS are in the same place, so this means that the depths bunker must be somewhere out in the same place as DCS and AAWTIYMNS, right? Plausible, but since we couldn't see what's above the depths bunker, I couldn't be certain if it took place in the same place at the same time. If depths took place in a different time period, where could it be located? At the DCS bunker? Perhaps, but unfortunately the structure of the DCS bunker is very different than the depths bunker. But what does this mean? That depths is a separate bunker, separate from the DCS bunker? I would say a hard yes, considering from my theory of the depths bunker took place after a nuclear attack from the previous Iceberg video, so this will go on to the next entry. DCS came after depths. I strongly agree with this entry, as in DCS, you can see what's above the bunker, unlike depths, which you can't see what's above it despite hints dropped by Ian that you can access the above ground in possible future updates. Why possible, not confirmed? I can say that Ian's update on the game is unpredictable. Like, one update you might see minor changes like new suits, and then another update where you see major changes like the rearranging of the floors, with floor 2 being combined to floor 1 as a single floor. So I'm gonna say as possible. Going back to why DCS came after depths, let's just say that the nuclear waste in DCS has been long decayed completely and safe for the civilians to go out the bunker. But how many years into the events of DCS from depths? Going back to nuclear waste, a nuclear waste can last about 30 years to thousands of years to decay, but that's the half-lives, and it means half decay is radioactivity. That means DCS took place 30 years at the depths, if we go by the nuclear attack theory. I don't know what I'm saying about nuclear science for children game. Outside is a wasteland. Self-explanatory. The outside of DCS and AAWTIYNS is a wasteland, a land with no living organism like your greeneries and trees due to the after effect of a supposed nuclear attack. Or is it? But before we continue, I would like you to like, comment, and just kidding. I literally had no words to say about the last two tiers, so let the music do the job to spook you layer shit out. People fled to the bunker due to the monkey infection. You heard that right. People fled to the bunker due to a monkey infection. But where does the monkey game event takes place in the Depths timeline? Way before Depths, DCS and AAWTIYMNS. What is the premise of the monkey game? To combat an outbreak of the monkey pandemic from turning people to monkey. However, going by the Depths timeline, it meant that people failed to prevent the monkey infection from getting bigger, and therefore people must stay in the bunker for almost their entire life. But how does the monkey infection affect the land of the bunkers into a wasteland? I have no clue. The bunker was built to keep out Kool-Aid Man. People built a bunker to not let a single animatronic to get in. You may laugh at the idea since the bunker has failed to contain people from Kool-Aid Man, as he has successfully break into the bunker and to this day lurking in the dark. No one knows Kool-Aid Man's whereabouts, or is it? Kool-Aid Man's intention. This is by far the biggest question of the century. Even top scientists and government officials couldn't answer this question. It as in, this is a burning question among the community, including my group of friends who say so otherwise. So, to give Kool-Aid Man a proper backstory, he first appeared in DCS and his character development was first shown in the pre-Halloween 2019 event for DCS, where you could see corpse of a dead delivery man in the warehouse, and you had to continue the delivery man's job to deliver the boxes to angry driver. And spoilers to those who haven't played the event, you got killed by, you guessed it, Kool-Aid Man himself. Another damning evidence are in the Halloween 2020 and Christmas 2020 events in Depths, where Kool-Aid Man made his return to capture more people. For Halloween, as I mentioned earlier in the video, you must escape from Kool-Aid Man. For the Christmas event, you just do the necessity tasks to collect all the gift boxes, and until you completed the last gift challenge, the one with It's Santa Claus Man, which is obviously Suspicious Man. Of all people I brainstormed, it's gonna be that Ian clone, Suspicious Man, who was behind everything, including why the monkey infection or nuclear attack or those mad scientist experiments in the clinic. Better yet, the name is a dead giveaway on what type of person Suspicious Man, because he's suspicious though. Have you known that Suspicious Man disguised himself under many disguises like Head Dog and It's Santa Claus Man? After all, is this just a one-man show with his employees as spares to distract us from the main deal? Knowing more about Suspicious Man and his many disguises, or even better yet, I'm at loss once I've concluded the bunker's existence and its prior and future events. So, I can conclude that Suspicious Man is a mad scientist from his claim in the April Fool 2020 event, perhaps causing the monkey infection or launch a nuclear attack, whatever theory you chose to believe. Created the bunkers, tested on us with incredibly strong medicine that is only available in the bunker for free, and contaminated the food supply as an experiment to see how long can we survive from the aftermath of the monkey infection or nuclear attack. And lastly, he created Kool-Aid Man. I can go on about why Suspicious Man is behind everything, but I'm gonna end it here, then dragging the video into a full-length short movie. Would you want that? Of course not. So, to end off, I would like to say a thank you to everyone who has taken the time off to watch this longest video and the people involved in the making of the Iceberg and the video. Like without you guys, I don't think I will be able to make this video. If you guys like, comment or subscribe, I must say a big thank you because it helps with the channel growth, though I won't be uploading much in this channel. That's all I can say for now. Just thank you. Thank you for watching.